Good Monday Matters. I hope you had a great Sabbath and are looking forward to a new week and all the things that God has in store for you. My name is Mike Courtney, and this is Monday Matters. Every Monday I take a few minutes and talk about something to make your life happier, healthier, and perhaps a little bit holier. Yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. I hope you enjoyed it and your team won. To be honest, I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon, so I really don't know who won. And also, to be honest, whichever team won would not be my team. The poor old Titans were out of this long time ago. So we'll just watch kind of to be interested. But that's the way it goes. That's not the important thing. I want to talk to you today about a passage of scripture that I found. I was reading through I read through the Bible each year, and so I was in my daily audio Bible reading with Brian. It's an app that I use. It's just a great help you read through the Bible every year. If you'd like to know more about that, you can send me a message or leave a comment or something, and I'll let you know more about that app. But I read Exodus chapter 23, and I took the first 12 verses, underlined it in my Bible, and wrote at the top the Facebook passage. I decided, man, this is a passage of scripture that I'm sure Moses had Facebook in mind when he wrote this passage of scripture. There are lots of places, too many places, in our day-to-day living where what we believe and what we think Christians are supposed to be and how we actually live that out are really not congruent with one another. That happens way too often, I know. But there's no place where it is more evident than on Facebook. I just think Facebook has done something to us as a society and as a culture, and it's given us permission, because of the anonymity or something, it's given us permission to act in a way that we ordinarily would not act, and particularly as Christians, particularly as believers. And I know I'm an old fuddy-duddy when I say this, but I just want to tell you, it matters. It makes a difference. Oh, it's Facebook. Nobody pays attention to that. No, if I stand for Christ, if I call myself a Christ follower, there is someone somewhere that's looking at my life and saying, well, this is what it means to be a Christ follower. And there is someone somewhere on Facebook that is looking at my life and my responses and my post and deciding this is what I believe that Christians are like. I either like them or I don't like them based on what I see in that person. So this is not meant to be fussing, but it is just a gut check. Quite honestly, I'm just candidly calling you to take a look at this passage of Scripture and compare your recent Facebook post to that and see how they line up. All right, so this is the Facebook passage. I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to make a couple of comments, and I'm going to do it all very, very, very quickly. I'm going to read this whole passage of Scripture. I hardly ever do this, but I'm reading this year for my daughter-in-law. Again, I gave her an old Bible she didn't like, and she said, Papa, see, I want you to do a different one. So she gave me her Bible. I'm actually reading through her Bible, Jennifer's. It's the New Living Translation, and it's a great translation for this. This is Exodus chapter 23. I'm going to read the first 13 verses. You must not pass along false rumors. Okay. Okay, you see where I'm going with this? I could stop right there. You must not pass along false rumors. You must not cooperate with evil people by lying on the witness stand. You must not follow the crowd in doing wrong. When you're called to testify in a dispute, do not be swayed by the crowd to twist justice, and do not slant your testimony in favor of a person just because that person is poor. If you come upon your enemy's ox or donkey that has strayed away, take it back to its owner. If you see that the donkey of someone who hates you has collapsed under its load, do not walk by. Instead, stop and help. In a lawsuit, you must not deny justice to the poor. Be sure not to charge anyone falsely with evil. Never sentence an innocent or blameless person to death, for I never declare a guilty person to be innocent. Take no bribe, for a bribe makes you ignore something that you clearly see, and a bribe makes even a righteous person twist the truth. Here's a verse that we need to consider. Verse 9, you must not oppress foreigners. I'm not going to make this political. I'm just reading what it says. You know what it's like to be a foreigner, for you yourselves were once foreigners in the land of Egypt. Plant and harvest your crops for 6 years. Don't let the land be renewed, but then let the land be renewed and lie uncultivated during the 7th year. Then let the poor among you harvest whatever grows on its own. Leave the rest for wild animals to eat. The same applies to your vineyards and olive groves. Verse 12, you have 6 days each week for your ordinary work. On the 7th day, you must stop working. This gives you your ox and your donkey a chance to rest. It also allows your slaves and the foreigners living among you to be refreshed. Verse 13, pay close attention to all my instructions. You must not call on the name of any other gods. Do not speak their name. I'm going to start calling that the Facebook passage. I think there's so much in there to help me do a better job on Facebook. I jotted down 7 things. I got to do this very quickly. Verse 1, don't pass false rumors. If you don't know that it's true, if you can't verify, don't keep saying it. Don't keep perpetuating it. Take the time to stop and look and try to verify. Number 2, don't follow the crowd. Verse 2, don't follow the crowd. Just because everybody else is saying it, just because everybody else is on that bandwagon, you don't have to do it. Don't follow the crowd. Verse 3, stop and help. And that could be 2 right there. Stop. Just stop and help. Try to be helpful instead of the other way. That was found in verse 4. Here's verse 6. Help the poor. Help the poor. Just think about, is this helpful to the poor? Would it help the underserved, the marginalized, the not privileged? Verse 7, don't charge anyone falsely. I said I'm not going to politicize this, but listen, don't say stuff about Joe Biden or Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or J.D. Vance. I don't care who it is. Don't charge people things false, even if it's just a joke. There are people that are watching your lives, and they're watching what you post. Okay, number 6. It gets a little bit political. Out of verse 9, don't oppress the foreigners. I don't know the answer. I don't understand what to do with the borders. I don't understand what to do with the illegals. I know something. I don't have the answer. I am simply saying that as a Christian, my responsibility is to try to help those who are less fortunate than me in some way. And so don't oppress the foreigners. I don't, at the very least, I don't take joy in the fact that there are people who speak a different language from me, whose skin color is different from me, that are fearful right now. Don't oppress the poor. And then verse 12, number 7, give it a rest. Just give it a rest. He's talking about the Sabbath, but I think in your Facebook, take your Facebook post and go down through those 7 things. I'm going to post them on Branch's blog and go down through them and say, how do I line up? I've said this before, but let me say this one more time. Here are 3 questions to ask before you post anything. Is it true? Is it necessary? And is it kind? And as a Christ follower, as a believer, if it does not meet the criteria of all 3 of those things, then I don't know that I need to post that. People are watching my life and my Facebook page and deciding what they believe about Christ followers based on that. Keep that in mind the next time you post. Well, you'll probably block me or unfriend me or something for this, but I think this is important. Exodus 23, verses 1 through 13, the Facebook passage. Listen, you're my friend no matter what. God bless you. Have a great day. Think about these things when you start to post again. I will post something every day about this on Facebook and Instagram. Take care.